Good evening and welcome to a very, very special episode of the world famous Kootenay Pitch Comp. It's event number 3, the Women Entrepreneur Edition. I'm Kornelsen, Manager Marketing and Communications at CAST, manager of this beautiful space, the Nelson Innovation Center, and on top of that, I'm also an entrepreneur. I never sleep. And I'm very excited to be your host tonight. My cat Moon and I are here to show our executive director, Sean Smiley, and Bandit the dog how this whole thing is really done. So here we are at the NIC CAST headquarters, located in, you guessed it, spectacular Nelson, BC. Although our headquarters are here, CAST is responsible for serving the entire Kootenay region, and we have some very exciting things planned for the coming year in both the East and West Kootenay. To say it's been a busy year for us is an understatement. When COVID hit, CAST and the NIC became busier than ever helping our Kootenay communities with digital transformation and tech adoption. We helped over 100 businesses through 5 virtual connection days. We helped dozens of local tech companies impacted by COVID through our tech resiliency program. We also helped over 250 businesses enter or expand in the digital economy with the DER3 program. And we've put on numerous camps and workshops for Kootenay youth, including Quantum Leaps on International Women's Day. So a huge shout out to Innovate BC, Innovation Island, BC Tech Association, and all of our BCAN partners. They've worked tirelessly on these programs, along with our local partners like Basin Business Advisors and Community Futures. And finally, we've helped 9 startups through the first ever Kootenay Pitch Comp. They've been through a lot leading up to tonight, receiving thousands of dollars of free business support and pitch coaching with Tyler Rice of Rice & Company and Paul Broussard of Volition Advisors, along with CAST Executive in Residence Steve Fisher and the rest of the Crackerjack CAST team. That brings us to our sponsors, because none of this would be possible without them. Major thanks to Nelson and District Credit Union, Traction on Demand, Volition Advisors, New Ventures BC, Selkirk College's Selkirk Technology Access Center, and our newest sponsor, Kootenay Co-op. Finally, thank you to Shaw, who is broadcasting this and all our other pitch events on their Shaw Community Spotlight. Much appreciated. Oh, and thank you to all the entrepreneurs who applied to be in the Kootenay Pitch Competition this year. It takes a lot of courage to just go through the process of applying. And if you didn't make it in, please come back next year. We'll be ready for you. And now, for the main event. We have 3 brilliant women pitching their businesses tonight. We have Adele Hills of Sacral Solutions in Creston, Sarah Hobbs of Carmel in Kimberley, and Terry Van Horn of SMRT1 Technologies here in Nelson. They'll be pitching to our incredible panel of 7 judges. We're thrilled to have 4 powerhouse women on our judges panel. Beck Henrich from Traction on Demand, Tiffany Snowert from Selkirk College, and Sue Ross from Futurepreneur. We also have a special guest judge here tonight for the Women Entrepreneur Edition, Chelsea Gillette, a venture manager over at The 51. The 51 is a financial feminist platform, and they believe there is a significant untapped opportunity for financial gains, environmental, and social impact, empowering women-led innovative companies with investment capital. Please say hello to Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea Gillette here from The 51. Just a huge thank you for letting me be part of your event. I think having this space where women entrepreneurs can come and share their story and their company is really valuable. Here at the 51, we believe that there is a significant untapped potential for financial gains and positive social and environmental impact when you invest in innovative women-led companies. So it's a lot of fun, and thank you again for the invitation.
I'd also like to give a huge shout out to the amazing men on our panel who do so much to support women entrepreneurs. Tyler Rice of Rice & Company, Paul Broussard of Volition Advisors, and one of our very own CAST DIRs, Henry Katarna. Also guys, from all of us women here tonight, just try to keep up. Tonight, for those of you who are new to the KPC, this is how it works. Each of our contestants will have 10 minutes to pitch their business, followed by 10 minutes of Q&A with this all-star panel. At the end of the show, we'll announce the winner. So what's up for grabs? $500 in cold hard cash, a free annual CAST membership worth $400, 3 months of free entry into the Venture Acceleration Program worth $600, free entrance into the New Ventures BC competition in 2021 worth $200, 2 hours of expert assistance from a CAST EIR to help them apply to the New Ventures BC competition, and 5 hours of technical expertise and specialized equipment access at the Selkirk Technology Access Center. And now, our first contestant, Adele Hills of Sacral Solutions in Creston. After a serious back injury years ago, Adele Hills struggled to recover despite surgeries and physiotherapy. Refusing to live with chronic pain, she immersed herself in the study of functional spinal alignment and back pain, which in turn inspired her to develop a product that not only provided relief when she was in the most pain, but also helped her rehabilitate. Sacral Solutions presents the Spinalign, an aftermarket seat topper. It's the only product on the market that addresses the entire back pain issue, starting at the root cause. With 6 levels of customization, it can be continuously adjusted to your changing needs as your back health improves. With all the hardcore activities Kootenay folk take on every day, I'm sure you'll all be itching to get your hands on one of these babies. Take it away, Adele.
Hi, I'm Adele Hills, CEO and founder of Sacral Solutions. 16 years ago, I suffered a back injury. Even with multiple surgeries and physiotherapy, chronic pain and limitations persisted. I lost my ability to work, support my children, and our quality of life. My experience drove me to the devoted study of functional alignment and rehabilitation. I built the first seat for myself to protect my critical alignment. To date, even with multiple ruptured discs, it enabled me to strengthen, heal, and return to a limitation-free life. Wanting to help others, I developed Sacral Solutions and the Spinalign. Our mission is to help prevent and eliminate chronic back pain for others. Studies show that back pain has risen 54% between 1990 and 2015. It affects 80% of the population by age 50 and costs $94 billion annually in North America. Chronic back pain is less a process of aging. Rather, it has almost everything to do with habitual bad posture. Those who sit to work are at the most risk, as many vehicle and office seats have concave designs that drop and rotate the pelvis down and back and collapse the rib cage and shoulders forward. This disrupts and weakens our core and spinal muscles by continually putting our bodies in a vulnerable position outside of the safe zone for natural spinal motion. We have identified the trucking industry as our early adopter, early evangelist market. 58% of all worker comp claims come from the trucking industry, and 19.2% of those claims are directly related to low back pain. In fact, safety officer Tom Baylor at Erb Trucking Group estimates that if he solved this problem for only 2 of his drivers, he could save his fleet $369,000 in lost time injury claims over 3 years. So with the purchase of 2 seats costing $1,600, he can expect a return on investment of $367,000. We want to provide a product to alleviate and prevent back pain. Our goal is to help fleet owners increase driver retention, decrease worker compensation claims, and decrease insurance premiums, saving them money. Our market is everyone who sits to work or drive. However, our initial goal is B2B fleet sales. Our beachhead total addressable market is the 4.5 million truckers in North America, and the serviceable available market is the 864,000 truckers with worker compensation claims for low back pain. If by year 2 we capture 1% of the serviceable available market, we will see $3 million in net revenue. We have already executed on some of our existing connections in the trucking industry to establish traction in the market. We aim to help others improve quality of life, achieve pain-free living, while generating a profit and growing the company. Other products currently available are often a one-size-fits-all model and are not adjustable to the user, often only focusing to support a single area of the spine. Traditional lumbar supports are the most common product available. However, studies show that driving with lumbar support further exaggerates the curvature of your spine and can promote the development of herniated discs. By contrast, early studies with spine aligned pelvic support showed up to 85% correction in peak force, pressure points, and contact area. There is currently no product on the market like the Spine Align. It supports the body and spine with multi-level customization in addition to pelvic stabilization and adapts to the user's changing needs. The Spine Align is a one-of-a-kind posture device that can be used in vehicles, office, or home to correct the curvatures in your seat that continually force your body into unstable positions. The Spine Align offers instantaneous adjustability and does not require a power source. It is easily portable from vehicle to office and truck to truck. Every person has a unique architecture, and it is critical to provide a product that has customizable adjustability to each person's individual needs and structure. As they use the Spine Align and begin to unlock chronically tight muscle patterns, their needs will change, and the Spine Align will continue to adjust to their changing needs. It can be universally implemented across an entire fleet as a perfect solution for both preventative and therapeutic measures for back pain. Safety Officer Tom Baylor at Herb Trucking Group in Ontario is currently taking a proposal to his company insurance provider, Claim Secure, to request coverage for the Spine Align. If approved, this will enable any of his 2,100 drivers to purchase the Spine Align and be reimbursed through their extended health benefits coverage. For additional sales, marketing, and customer feedback, we are also loaning 2 units to the Columbia Brewing Company, which is now owned by the world's largest brewer, Anheuser-Busch. In addition, we will expand business-to-business demonstration with fleets across Canada and the US, attend trade shows, target additional extended benefits providers, and also market to the 271 national trucking centers across North America. These are our 5-year projections. Our goal for year 1 is to sell 1,500 seats, which translates to a net revenue of $1.2 million. If by year 3, we increase to 16,000 seats sold, a net revenue of $12.8 million. Over 5 years, we expect we will increase our gross margins from 37% to 80% by steadily lowering cost of goods. Over 5 years, I have created strategic research and design relationships, conducted market research, and given product demonstrations to several trucking companies across BC. I raised $75,000 in friends and family investment, hired a team of engineers, finalized design, and manufactured 15 units for demonstrations and sales. Our team is prepared to go directly to market. Jenny has built extensive Excel workbook databases to track and predict all areas of our corporate financial health, needs, and operations. This will ensure consistent organization and stability in anticipation of rapid growth. We are in the process of filing our patent. We researched and compiled each of the top 700 trucking fleets across Canada and the US, categorizing them by province, state, city, size, and contact person. This enables a rapid and organized approach to market and efficient use of our resources as we head out to give product demonstrations. Our next critical milestone will be obtaining purchase orders. Although research indicates trade shows are starting again in September 2021, in response to COVID restrictions, we have developed an extensive digital media campaign, including an e-commerce online shop, PowerPoints, and educational and sales demonstration videos that can be sent and presented virtually. Currently, we have the capacity to fulfill up to 200 units per month in-house. However, we are simultaneously developing relationships and establishing interest with manufacturers in Canada, the US, and overseas. This is to lower our cost of goods, decrease lead time, and increase profitability. On April 8th, I have an in-person meeting with Physical Therapy Franchise to discuss carrying the Spinalign in all of their 400 locations. In May, I have been invited to demonstrate the Spinalign to a top BC orthopedic spinal surgeon for possible endorsement. We have a multifaceted, highly motivated team in engineering, finance, sales, and marketing. I'm Adele Hills, CEO and founder. At Sacral Solutions, we prioritize excellence in company culture, communication, rapid response, continuous improvement, and quality product. Georgia Gibbs is our mechanical engineer, and she oversees product design, scalability, production, and quality control. Jenny Bates is our CFO and mechanical technologist, exceptional at financial projections and database management. Scott Biltmore has over 14 years experience in marketing and medical device sales. He has also successfully built several companies of his own. To help us achieve our goals, we are seeking $500,000 and strategic partnership in exchange for equity. This will finance production, manufacturing, marketing, and travel. We plan to exit within 5 to 7 years. Thank you for your time. We are eager to meet you for further discussions. I'm Adele Hills, this is Sacral Solutions, and we've got your back.
All right, thank you so much, Adele. That was an amazing pitch. It's time to go over to our judges now for our Q&A session, which will last 10 minutes. Let's start with Beck Henrich from Traction on Demand. Take it away, Beck.
Hi, Beck.
Hi, Adele. Sorry about that. Having some trouble with getting off mute. Thank you for your presentation. It was really great. So I'm sitting on a chair and maybe I need one of those for my back right now. So the question I had is on your forecast into the next 5 years, you showed that between year 1 and year 2, you were expecting about 500% growth between the sales. I was curious, what are you expecting to really drive that increase between year 1 and year 2?
Okay, I just want to correct it if it's okay. We were sharing for year 1 and year 3. We wanted to show a little more contrast between 1 and 3. And it's because we are giving product demonstrations to fleets to the owners of fleets and the safety officers of fleets. So every time we give a demonstration, it's not to a single user. For example, Tom's fleet, who we're already in some discussions with, he has 2,100 in his fleet. So, and if he does achieve the acceptance with his insurance plan, then every one of those people can automatically purchase one if they want preventative and therapeutically, right? So it's because we're going for fleet sales as our acquisition. When I meet next week with the physiotherapy firm, he has 400 stores across North America. So if it was just simply, a demonstration for one person, business to consumer, it would be a different, but we really wanted to be prepared for potential rapid growth because we're going into fleets. And it's also the highest industry with back pain.
Okay, that makes sense. Like you're not selling single units. You're actually looking at maybe sending out in bulk, like.
Yes, yeah,
okay.
Fleet sales. Yeah, so we ran our numbers and we ran our projections through multiple calculations where we looked at if we sold 500 the first year, 1,500, 2,000, 4,000. So we've really tried to take a global look at it and be very conservative and honest with ourselves, what we can achieve, what we think, yeah. So, it's always projections, but we've tried to be as thorough as possible.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now over to you, Henry.
Thank you very much. Hi, Adele. Hi, Jenny. Great job. So my question is, are you replacing in-person sales calls by completely online, or did I hear you say that you're actually going to be visiting some of these trucking companies? Just curious about that.
Oh, We're doing both, but because we never know what COVID's throwing at us, we are set for both. I am giving in-person demonstrations next week with the part of the sales team at Physical Therapy, and he has that franchise of 400. If they're happy with the meeting, I get directly to the owner of that whole franchise. So that's next week. That's in person. But at the same time, within the next couple of weeks, we are also going to be mailing out to all of those 700 fleets that we have already compiled. Every single one of them will get an email with our complete digital library to start a conversation with them at the same time. So we're going for both.
Great. Good. Thank you.
I just wanted to be prepared for both and
Yeah.
actionable on both.
Yeah. Good for you.
Thank
Great,
you.
good question, Henry. Over to our guest judge tonight, Chelsea Gillette from the 51.
Oh, I don't get to see her. Let me see if
Oh, hi. Can you see me if I pop up, if I talk?
Yes,
There you
thank you.
go.
Thank you. That's
Thanks
better.
for your presentation, Adele. It was great to meet you. It was nice to see how you took like your personal experience and now you want to change and make it better for somebody else as well too. The question I had, I can see how your system, the personalization is really key, but when I went on your website or I see pictures of your product, I don't really see, or I can't tell how it moves and how it adjusts to person. So if you could explain that, that would be great.
Oh, so we start with, when you put it in, you levelize. So you need to levelize. You need to readjust so your hips are not below your knees. If your hips are below your knees, you've already compromised your lower back. So that's a first part. Second to that, you go for pelvic stabilization. You never go for lumbar. Lumbar is traditional. It's the retired physiotherapist for the Mayo Clinic actually has extensive database publications on how lumbar support can cause herniation. So therefore, ours is very differentiated. You start with pelvic support, completely different section of the spine. And what that does is it creates a base for the rest of the vertebrae to naturally stack. From there, once you adjust your support to that area, you then can adjust to the sacral, adjust to the thoracic. Thoracic is important because you need to lift and open the chest, increase circulation, respiration, oxygenation to the rest of the body, in addition to bringing the spine more upright. So once you start at the pelvic, you then adjust individually to each other segment of the spine. And because we are using I don't know how much I want to talk about with patent impending. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I was just like, it was hard to tell from the picture that different pieces did in fact move. And
each segment of your spine can be individually adjusted. And in our videos that we can send out, if I don't give you an in-person demo, our videos are very clear how to start it. And they show you with Jenny actually start here, do this, adjust here, this is why. So we've tried to be really thorough to give people because this is a different approach to back support.
Great. Thanks, Adele. Good question, Chelsea. All right, over to you, Tyler Rice of Rice & Company.
Thank you, Adele. Great presentation. It made me sit up taller for sure. Good to see you, Jenny. With regards to the marketing efforts that you're making and the investment in that side, when you do receive a PO, do you have an anticipated lead time for your first order to deliver? And what quantity you have to place that in?
Oh, and which quantity?
Correct.
Okay, so what we do, we know right now that we can generate about 200 per month. However, if we get an extremely large purchase order, it's really, I'm already set up to be able to hire additional staff to increase that capacity locally. And even with those staff, I already have pre-existing wage subsidy grants. So that I'm executable on that immediately. If I need more, I can hire more. I already have developed that relationship with one of the local colleges that I've worked with for 4 years. So that is executable on the fly. So is creating space if we need to increase the space for them to work in. And then there will be a tipping point where we need to look at overseas. So I intend to be extremely transparent. When we hit a tipping point, I will then be very honest and transparent with the trucking companies and say, if your purchase order is this many, I anticipate to be able to deliver in X amount of time. If we get too large to where we shift, 100% transparency, instead of 1 month or 2 months to deliver, I might be saying 3 X amount, right? But it's just about transparency, honesty, and always with the intent to under promise, over deliver every time. I just am very, very clear on our values. I hope
Great.
that answered your question.
Yeah, and just, is there a month or month and a half or 2 months lead time required for your first order, or do you have that?
Oh, sorry, thank you. Yeah, I would say about right now, I would say 1 month. 1 month, maybe 5 weeks. We are really, when we start, it's very quick. And it takes the girls, with all the product available in their hands, 30 minutes per unit to assemble.
Great. Great, thank you guys. Over to you, Tiffany Snowart from Selkirk College. Got a question for Adele.
Hi, Adele. Great presentation. Thank you very much. I was curious, you had mentioned you were thinking you would be able to decrease your cost of goods. And as you think about such growth, wondering too about the cost of your materials in times like COVID. We're finding that it's quite costly these days to buy things that didn't cost the same thing last year. So just curious how you're thinking, or what your strategy will be to decrease your cost of goods.
We already have an extensive Excel documentation of every single item that's in the unit. We already know what it costs at 1, 10, 15, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 5,000, and 10,000 for every item. We know right now who supplies it, what threshold they can supply to. So we know when we need to jump. So depending on volume of purchase orders, we know when we need to shift. So that's it's tracked in this Excel database that gives us real-time predictions immediately. And that's how we can track our cost of goods, our wages, as well as like every area of finance. And when we're talking, like, we've built that in to give us instantaneous predictions. So we know the cost of goods at every different interval that I had just described. So I hope that answers your question.
Great. Well, that takes us to the end of the Q&A. 10 minutes just flies by. Judges, thank you so much for your questions. And Adele, once again, you did a great job. Thank you. Here at CAST, we can't believe we're already at event 3 of the Kootenay Pitch Comp. It's been an incredible 8 months running this event, and the support and feedback we've received from people across the province has been astounding. Over 1,600 views on Facebook and over 400 views on YouTube. We're also stoked about helping our Kootenay startups thrive and become investor ready. Since pitching at KPC, our round 1 and 2 contestants have seen an increase in business, have formed valuable provincial partnerships and connections, and have upped their game big time. It's the whole reason we put on this event, to help our tech-focused entrepreneurs and startups succeed. Plus, we know we're pretty much the only show you haven't seen on Netflix yet. Now it's time for another judge's spotlight. We'd love for you to get to know them better. All our judges volunteer their valuable time, and we're super grateful to them for doing so. So please give a warm welcome to Beck Henrich from Traction on Demand.
Hi everyone, my name is Beck Henrich and I'm a Director of Marketing at Traction on Demand, a global but also local Salesforce consulting company that puts people at the center of everything that we do. So why do I like marketing? I like the opportunity to connect people with products and services that make their life easier and better. That's the same thing that I believe the local entrepreneurs are looking to do with their products as a part of the Kootenay Pitch Competition. And through this competition, they get the opportunity to give their pitches to judges like myself, and get feedback to give them the confidence that they may need in order to do their pitches in front of other investors. So I look forward to seeing what we have today, and that's it.
Up next, we are very excited to introduce Sarah Hobbs of Carmel in Kimberley. Sarah's been a registered massage therapist for over 20 years. And on top of that, she's a skilled entrepreneur and a single mom. She's the creator of Carmel, an app that brings clients and practitioners of various healing modalities together in one easy-to-use platform with the option to draw on corporate or community funding support. What makes this multi-sided web platform special is its ability to curate a program based on a patient's needs while saving users, practitioners, and employers both time and money. After tonight, I'm sure all of our contestants are going to need a massage. Over to you, Sarah.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I am a registered massage therapist and my company is Carmel Health Technologies. We're going to revolutionize how the wellness economy works. Early in my career, I started researching the emerging franchises out of the US that were combining monthly membership massage models with a gym membership. I thought this was such a fantastic idea that I decided I was going to be the founder of Canada's first membership massage franchise. It's a really simple concept of committing to a year of monthly massages at a prorated price, paid on the first of every month. What I did that was unique was I made this model fit the spa industry as well as the therapeutic industry. Any unused massage credits would roll forward and could be used for retail products or stockpiled for retreat events that I also offered. Since selling my business, I've been watching the global wellness market continue to explode to a $4.5 trillion industry. During the years that I ran my business, the US massage franchise industry generated over $730 billion. As a result of the current state of the world, there's a massive push to bring health online right now. We're going to revolutionize how healthcare is provided. Let me show you how. The most common medical complaint there is low back pain. So there's a good chance you might resonate with this story. When we're in pain, we often ask our friends or family, who do you recommend? Who should I see? And I have to say, after being in the industry for 20 years, I can tell you that the way that you're living your life with your back is the reason that you need treatment. And more often than not, more than one service and likely more than one practitioner is required. So we have this tendency to go from one to another, getting a variety of opinions. And I have to say, it's utterly baffled me my whole career that the very people that know how to build the plan for your rehabilitation are not communicating. And this is incredibly frustrating, as well as to see people that are not able to afford for quality benefits or to be able to afford care that would help them be pain-free. You see, we live in this fractured system. Currently, communication amongst therapists is limited and it's inconvenient. There's no alignment on patient goals. The wellness business has been doing the same thing for years, and very few people know how they could free themselves from this dollar for time model. Support products are often not covered by benefits plans, and practitioners, although they may have special training, it can be deemed out of their scope of practice for insurance to cover it. For users, there's self-insurance or employee benefits. And if you're new, whenever you see a new therapist, you need to start the assessment process over again. Plans limit where and how much can be spent. And if you don't have insurance, a thorough rehabilitation can be really cost prohibitive, which further undermines our ability to take care of ourselves. Gifting plans are not linked. Certificates are often lost or forgotten, and then the receiver of the gift is limited to a location where they could spend that. If you're a small business, benefits plans can be cost prohibitive as well as hard to predict. Employees' choices are limited to one generic plan. The thing is, what I learned with my former business was people that had a massage membership, they came consistently and they felt really empowered to book their treatments because they had already prepaid for them on account. The membership structure helped them change their lifestyle to include consistent healing. And I was astounded by how many people generously use their massage credits for their friends and family. I learned in earnest that medical benefits plans are ineffective if you're a small business. I believe I've created a solution. By offering the components of my former franchise in a software as a service, Carmel's multidisciplinary health and wellness platform connects users to practitioners, practitioners to practitioners, and friends and family and employers to users. By taking the membership online, practitioners will be able to collaborate on patient care, plus grow a reliable monthly revenue. Patients will be able to consistently improve well-being and access collaborative wellness programs, plus source community and corporate funds just by opening a Carmel savings account. This is a multi-sided platform and it has 4 distinct quadrants. So now look at that user with a low back pain and imagine how their story would change if they could simply download a Carmel app, fill out a user profile and shop practitioner profiles, individual treatments, or curated plans that are built by practitioners. The benefits to the user are obvious, but please don't let that confuse you. My customer is actually the practitioner. You see, I made the membership model work for spa services such as monthly facials, pedicures, and credits could be used for spa retail. With a Carmel Well practice platform, Spas wanting to increase their treatment frequency or improve retail revenue can do so by offering a SaaS membership. Now, multidisciplinary clinics can build programs to highlight their team members. And if you're an individual practitioner, you can collaborate on programs to create a monthly recurring revenue system simply by adopting the membership model. Now, some practitioners will say to me, why would I discount my services? I'm already busy. And my answer is, you don't have to. It's just one of the features of the platform. But what I found is by adopting this cash forward payment system, I could predict my facility's growth. I could hire more practitioners and I could work on my business instead of in my business. Plus, Carmel offers communication threads between all of the therapists working on a patient's plan. So now everybody's on the same page, or in this case, the same screen. Recent studies on consumer behavior show that people want experiences more than material things. And I saw this beautiful trend in my former business as 28% of the revenue was from gift cards. With a Carmel account, you can load credit onto your loved one's plans. You could use group pay amongst parents to send your kid's teacher to a summer yoga retreat, or you could donate to those affected with a malady that's dear to your heart. Or quite simply, you could just fire a treatment credit over to a coworker or your partner in the middle of the day. Having a benefits plan was really important to me with my employees, but why do businesses choose to have medical benefits plans? It's because we want to show our team we value them by valuing their well-being. Why not let them build their own plans so they each get exactly what they want and then contribute to their plans based on what our companies can afford to do? To date, there is no corporate HSAs that include gifting, crowdfunding, or the ability to broker a membership. It's my intention to disrupt the current medical benefits model with technology that allows practitioners to curate healing programs and users to fund those targeted goal-specific programs with fund sourcing from corporate and community support. Imagine if there was a marketplace where you could shop for a plan designed by practitioners that also offered you amortized rates. I hope you're starting to understand the scale of practitioners that are out there that would now be able to offer funding to their patients, as well as to support them in their integrating wellness into their lifestyle. Carmel brings all of this together in one transactional payment flow revenue path. For the practitioners, when you make money, we make a commission. And for the users, it's commission free. The gifters are charged at a rate that's competitive with the crowdfunding market, and we can charge less than a typical HSA because of the efficiency of our software. As I mentioned, the total available market is in the trillions. The massage franchise market is in the hundreds of billions. Even the Canadian spa wellness market is in the tens of billions. But I'm going to stick with what I know, and I'm going to start by focusing on just 100 of the 3,500 RMTs that are practicing in BC. At a 6% commission, Carmel would profit $64 per membership annually. And by onboarding 100 practitioners and supporting them to sign up 100 patients, we can create a monthly recurring revenue of $53,400. By working with students from BCIT, I've been able to write the wireframes, and later this month I will have our prototype available for initial beta launch. I have a group of practitioners that are excited to help further the development of the prototype so that we can build it to be exactly what they need it to be. And from May to September, I will be working with them, and a new student group will be involved in the data collection and the real-time, real environment usability audits. In September, I will begin onboarding paying practitioners, and then I'll use that revenue to build the gifting and the HSA support platforms. There is no incumbent in this market, as there's no software available that allows you to broker a membership with any facility anywhere, nor is there a SaaS platform that pools funds from gifts, corporate plans, not to mention the ability for a practitioner to design a plan for their patients. This market is under construction. As a result of the recent global health crisis, there's an opportunity to rebuild a health paradigm using all of the fractionated pieces of our system, and this software makes it highly scalable. I believe we all want to heal through human contact, human generosity, and to be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves. I'm a veteran practitioner. I'm a repeat entrepreneur, and I have an aptitude for visionary systems building, but I can't do this alone. I have a diverse team of advisors that are all specialists in their field, from marketing to natural medicine, human resource management, economics, legal, accounting, and project management. My ask is that you ask me the same thing I ask my patients when they come to see me. How can I help? I know the market. I know practitioners. I'm looking for a financial mentor to help me build a financial forecast, as well as a technical skills mentor to help with the beta and proof of concept phase, ultimately to accelerate deployment. I have been funding this project completely thus far by myself. And I am a single mom of an autistic 6-year-old boy. I work 4 days a week as an RMT, and I work on this on my evenings and weekends. I have a pinch point coming up. I have a solid relationship with my student software team, and they've expressed interest in a professional position. My cash flow forecast shows me that I need $30,000 between May to September during the beta test and the edits phase, and then another $30,000 between September to April to hire a team to expedite onboarding paying practitioners. In addition to membership, I'm seeking $60,000 over 12 months. Judges, I'm so excited to hear your insights and considerations, as well as your perspectives. And to all of you viewers at home, if you're interested in being a part of our beta test group, please reach out. We want everyone to be a part of giving, healing, and growing. Thank you very much.
All right, Sarah, great work on that pitch. That was awesome. It is now time to hear from our amazing panel of judges. We have a few hands up here. Let's go over to Sue Ross from Futurepreneur.
Hey, Sarah, thanks for that. I definitely resonated with your story and the pain points that you outlined, having chronic neck pain most of my life and then going to different practitioners and having to get reassessed and tell the story again and again. It gets a little bit tiring after a while. My question to you, and I think I might not be 100% clear based on the presentation, but are the memberships going to be able to be reimbursed by existing HSAs, you know, through the main providers right now, like Blue Cross or Great West Life? I don't know if I missed that in the presentation.
No, that's a great question. It actually, so the Carmel platform collaborates with benefits programs. So if you already had an existing benefits program, you could simultaneously have a health spending account where you're collecting funding from your gifting account, or, you know, yourself building a plan with a practitioner where the practitioner may or may not be offering you a membership program. But in that, your funds would be collected into your Carmel account. If you had a membership with a practitioner, on the first of the month, payment would go into their account. And then when you book a service with them, you would come in, redeem that credit that you have, and then you would use that credited amount to pay for the service, and they would generate a receipt with the date and the proof of purchase and all of the things that you would need to see. And then if you saw a provider that was a registered practitioner, you could use that and present it to your benefits plan if you already had one.
I see. So you would have to prepay in advance for the service, or like for the memberships, or the, you know, the bank, like the bank account, as it were, right? And then reimburse later on after the service was performed.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great question, Sue. Now over to Beck from Traction on Demand.
Thanks, Sarah. As a working in tech myself, I love to see more women embracing the technology place. So the question I had around is personal health information and the data that's associated with that. There is, you know, some pretty rigorous laws out there in relation to sharing health information. How is, you know, Carmel kind of tackling that portion of the app?
So we're not collecting anybody's medical records. You know, practitioners will have a separate electronic medical record system that they're using as part of their practice management software is usually what it is. And I'm not going to go that route because I know all of the secure servers that are involved in that, and it makes it a much larger project that I'm willing to get involved with right now. Quite simply, what we're putting together is like, we're kind of the Airbnb of practitioners and users, and then we're just giving them the opportunity to broker memberships if they want to, and then create that kind of transaction method between them. The medical records would all be housed with the individual practitioners, and each person that is a registered practitioner would be responsible for those things. So we're more like a meeting and facilitating, as well as a payment system.
Okay, thanks for digging a little deeper there, Sarah.
Yeah, you bet.
Wonderful. And now we're going to turn to Chelsea from the 51.
Sarah, great presentation. I like how you're thinking big and, you know, connecting this fractured system and thinking enterprise and connecting to healthcare spending accounts. I think that's really cool. One thing I was wondering if you could go deeper in is how are you going to keep the quality of service high as you're building these practitioners? So somebody's going to want to pay for that monthly membership.
Yeah, I think this is a really big challenge in this industry, is this like the challenge of growing too fast and not being able to make sure that you're offering that level of quality service. And I think that this can be a failing point for a lot of businesses. And so it's my plan to actually grow reasonably slowly to make sure that I can really qualify that level of care for our practitioners. And I think rapid growth is this beautiful idea, but I also think it can be something that could be the downfall of a company. And so I'm really conscious of making sure that we're growing in a way that's sustainable and that we're able to keep that quality of service really, really high.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea. And let's go over to Paul, who is magically in Nelson now. Paul.
In the beautiful daylight. Yeah, I was curious in terms of the ask. I was a little bit curious with that. I'm wondering. So I saw that that's like you said 60K. I'm just wondering, have you mapped out what it would take you to get the market capture you need to start scaling this business? So as I understand that, it looks like the 60K is to basically complete, I think, the development of the product. But I'm wondering if you've considered what it would take you to actually take this to market and start getting significant market capture. I understand that you just said that you want to grow slowly, but I think that I'm just wondering if you've kind of mapped that out, what that might take and what that roadmap looks like.
Yeah, I think I will get a lot of those answers when I'm working with practitioners and I'm getting feedback about how they see it working for them, because I work in an industry where there's not just registered massage therapists, there's physiotherapists, there's chiropractors, there's Chinese medicine, there's Reiki. It's kind of endless. Now, my intention is to stick with the people that I know and make sure that I can make it work for them and make sure that it works for each of those industries. And I believe that if I can make it work for all of them, then I can start to apply that level of growth greater and greater, using the same kind of methodology of if we can beta test and then we can make it function for these people, then we can keep kind of applying that same level of augmenting the app to grow. But as far as like the grand capture amount, to be honest, I get a little overwhelmed when I start to look at how big it can be. And I'm looking for people to help me with that scale of development.
Great, thank you, Sarah. Thanks, Paul. All right, let's go over to you, Henry. You have a question for Sarah.
Sure, thank you very much. Thanks very much, Sarah. My question is kind of related to a little bit of what Chelsea said and what Paul said. Can this thing go to a regional size? I'm not asking for a dollar figure, but regional or national, or can you go global? Can you take this thing to North American wide or something like that? How does that look at an ultimate stage?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's the beautiful thing about software and the internet, is that you do have capacity to reach a global scale. And yeah, my initial answer is absolutely, that is my intention. I believe that practitioners everywhere are looking for this as a resource to help, because these people that are in this industry by nature are really, really good at offering care and not necessarily really great at working out the nuts and bolts of how to make their business grow for them. So I feel like I'm offering that. And I'm also offering, like I said, I had a business before, and to be able to offer my own employees all of the same kind of focused care where they can really get the most of the programs. I see this being a much better way of doing what we're already doing. And yeah, I would like to see it on a global scale.
Yeah, great, good, thank you.
So it looks like we have time for one more question. Tiffany Snowert, over to you from Selkirk College.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for your presentation. That was great. I was curious, I suppose you kind of touched on it in your last comment about some of the practitioners not quite being business minded. How much time and effort do you think it will take for the practitioners to learn the platform and to learn how to manage it? Do you think there's going to be a big time investment? Are you thinking of any training or consulting that you might need to provide as a value add service?
Yeah, I have considered doing consulting as a value add service. I also feel like it'd be really important to qualify practitioners that are interested in going in this route. So, my ideal customer profile is somebody that's already on the hook for a lease, that maybe wants to have children or wants some time away from their business, or wants their business to kind of be running a little bit on its own without them needing to be there all of the time. So I'll be looking for people that are in alignment with growth in that way, especially in the initial phases. I care deeply about my relationships with practitioners, and I feel like there will be some hand-holding in the kind of the beginning stages of it, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. And I'm also looking forward to using all of that information to make it simple to either teach through YouTube or teach programs with other people that are trained in it, and not be the only person that's doing that at a phase fairly soon.
Thanks.
Thanks for that question, Tiffany. And that brings us to the end of our Q&A. So thank you, judges, for the great questions once again. And Sarah, thank you so much. You did an awesome job.
Thank you.
The Kootenay Pitch Competition would not be possible again without our fabulous sponsors. Nelson and District Credit Union, thanks for all you do to support local entrepreneurs. You've given them an amazing place to manage their business and to eventually invest their millions. Your support for community events and initiatives like this one is why we love you. Traction on Demand, thank you for opening up shop in Nelson at the Old Legion. A big thanks to the Malpass brothers, Greg and Anders, for coming back to your hometown to help build our rapidly growing tech community. Volition Advisors, what would we do without Paul Broussard and his whole team at Volition? They have not only provided thousands of dollars of in-kind support for this event, they make us laugh on a regular basis and help us with programming that speaks to the heart of what our tech community needs. Then we have our good friends at the Selkirk Technology Access Center in Trail, who have also provided thousands of dollars of in-kind support to help our contestants with prototyping, manufacturing, and business support through their incredible facility in Trail. You guys rock. And last, but certainly not least, a huge shout out to Kootenay Co-op, our newest sponsor. They've done a lot for our local community, especially during COVID. They provide an essential service to us all. Thanks, Kootenay Co-op, for all you do to support health in our community. And finally, thank you, New Ventures BC, for waiving the entrance fee for our KPC winners for your big competition happening this year. Our Kootenay entrepreneurs get a shot at winning tens of thousands of dollars in prize money and get to pitch their business on a much larger stage. It's super exciting stuff. By the way, Kootenay startups, New Ventures BC comp applications are due on April 12th, so get yours in. It's time for another Judges Spotlight. Again, these judges are the backbone of this competition, and we could not do it without them. So I'm very happy to introduce Sue Ross from Futurepreneur.
Hey there, I'm Sue Ross, and I'm a business development manager with Futurepreneur Canada. We are a national lending nonprofit providing small business loans, mentorship, and startup resources for entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and 39 years of age across Canada. I also help CEOs and leaders scale their organizations through mindful leadership strategies. Now, entrepreneurship has been in my blood as long as I can remember. When I was a kid, I would spend lots of time playing office and store and basically delivering bills back to my parents and selling recycled products to my siblings. I'm really excited to be a judge here at the Kootenay Pitch Competition and look forward to hearing everybody's pitches. Have a great night.
And now for our final contestant of the night, Terry Van Horn of SMRT1 Technologies in Nelson. This Nelson tech company was founded by a pillar of our tech community, Brad Pauman. SMRT1 is a Nelson-based SaaS company that provides the technology to make vending machines super smart. Their technology is a bolt-on solution to existing industries, integrates with their customers' existing software applications, and provides access to real-time data analytics to better understand the consumer, their habits, and choices. This all serves to create a more powerful and profitable brand interaction that increases revenue streams through the power of data. You're up, Terry.
Hello, my name is Terry Van Horn, and I'm here to introduce you to an exciting company out of Nelson, BC called SMRT1 Technologies. Everyone here has seen vending machines and have probably watched someone filling it. Did you know these operators are running around with a truck filled with their entire inventory, driving around all over the place, not knowing what products to restock until they get there? What a lot of wasted time and money. And in fact, that's how SMRT1 began. We couldn't keep up with the inventory for our tech club and thought, what if we got a vending machine that could track what the kids were purchasing and remind them of other products they might need for their project and have it all tracked in an inventory program real time. Needless to say, we couldn't find one, and voila, SMRT1 was born. We are the technology that makes vending machines smart. Although we started marketing to the schools, we quickly realized our solution could apply to most industries. SMRT1's personalized on-demand smart vending solution, or POD shown here, saves time and money, collecting real-time data and using analytic tools to make informed business decisions, while providing better user interactive experience. We are focused on 3 target markets: public health, enterprise, and retail. Our community health organization customers currently pay someone to hand out life-saving products and information all day. It's expensive, and it's no longer safe, and does nothing to help the client after hours. With our 24/7 public health solution, we can now affordably and safely dispense those products and track not only what's been being dispensed, but what people are looking at on the screen. Since implementing our SMRT1 Public Health Pod, our health customer has seen a 67% increase in the number of clients accessing these products and information. And that growth has come from after working hours. No longer does a client have to be embarrassed or stigmatized to ask for help face-to-face. Our SMRT1 Health Pod also provides the ability to track what services and information the clients are looking at. And as you can imagine in these days, the COVID screen is the #1 screen. This scalable solution has the ability to collect real-time data that is uploaded into provincial and federal health databases, allowing our customers to accurately report the needs of the community. Our second target market is the enterprise clients. This solution is for large clients who are distributing products within their own organization. With the ability to integrate our solution into the enterprise client's existing software applications and across multiple platforms, allows these customers to do their jobs better and make decisions faster, improving safety, supply chain management, and preventing theft. Our third target market is retail, and although this market is vast and could distract our focus, we are committed to working with customers that need a similar solution that we have already built out and who understand the value of our solution and are ready to implement. One of our multi-year clients is in the fresh food market and cannot scale their business without our solution. They needed a scalable, accessible solution to reach their target markets, then can tightly control their inventory and track expiry dates. By providing this real-time data, they also realized the power of the data collected was extremely valuable in meal planning, prepping, and shopping, and now have integrated their front-end inventory software with our back-end dispensing software for an entire complete end-to-end technology solution. So what makes us different? Well, we all know the traditional retail industry has forever changed. Leases and staffing are expensive, and no one is shopping like that anymore. The snack industry is all about keeping costs low. Their profit margins are really slim. And both these solutions have very little data collection. And yes, there are cool interactive touchscreen vending machines out there, but although it may not be obvious, they are not cloud connected, nor do they collect big data. These companies are actually building vending machines with complicated programs that are not suited to their clients' specific needs, and they are expensive and slow to scale. Our differentiator is that we are a bolt-on solution to an existing industry. We do not build vending machines. Our platform is agnostic, which means we can connect to our customers' APIs, allowing us to be the cheaper and faster and scale in any market. Our clients do not have to adopt new hardware and complicated software. They do not have to work with offshore service providers, and they do not have to wait 6 to 8 months for a machine. And in fact, 2 of our current clients are already in the smart vending industry, but had so many problems connecting their technology to these one-off vending machine companies, which turned out to be extremely costly, resulting in them actually giving up their existing vending solutions and starting over with SMRT1 Technologies. And this is how we do it. We spent years building our relationships with North America's leading manufacturer and distributors of the best-selling vending machines in North America, providing us the ability to scale. We hear this time and time again from our clients, that scalability is their biggest problem. These partners can build 100 machines a day. Now that's scalability, allowing us to be the most affordable, scalable, smart vending solution in the industry. And of course, we also do this with our dedicated, hardworking group of professionals who bring incredible experience in software and business development, and who have not only invested their careers in SMRT1, but they have all financially invested in our technology as they believe in our product so much. So how do we make our money? Well, we are paid a referral fee for every time we sell a pod. We also collect an initial $5,000 setup and integration development fee per customer, as well as a recurring $3,000 a year subscription fee to access dashboard tools and data analytics, and $1,500 recurring licensing fee for our large enterprise clients for every pod we sell. This is where the big wins are going to be, as our enterprise clients have large numbers of vending machines. In 1 year, SMRT1 has converted 5 initial pilot locations into multi-year contracts totaling more than 40 SMRT1 pods. 1 year. And in the last 3 months, we've already made more than our last year's revenue, and anticipate this exponential growth to continue. We expect to break even by the middle of 2022. Our vision is to provide universal, convenient, accessible, and trusted automated solutions to connect the world. And we believe we can do this with the power of our real-time data analytics capabilities. We have the financial reporting structure in place. We know where we need to be. We are currently valued at $3.85 million. We have raised $300,000 in seed round A, and an additional $500,000 in seed round B. We are now looking for the remaining $500,000 of our seed round B to scale our marketing and sales, our business development, and our software development teams. We are also looking for senior leadership experts in our target markets who are willing to lean in and help our company grow. SMRT1 has become the leader in the smart vending industry, so much so that our first multi-year customer already sees the value in our solution and recognizes they can't grow at the pace they want without our technology. That's a powerful place for SMRT1 to be. We have the partners, the market, and traction, and are ready to grow our team and revenues. I invite you to reach out to me to further discuss investing your time and money in SMRT1 Technologies. Thank you.
All right, Terry, thank you so much for such an incredible pitch. That was great. So now we're heading into our last Q&A session of the night. Judges, you have 10 minutes to put Terry here in the hot seat. Let's start off with, let's go to Henry. You have a question for Terry.
Thank you. Hi, Terry. So,
Hi, Henry.
very sharp presentation as always. Thank you so much for that. So I'm interested, as you know, always in valuation. So break even by mid 2022, exciting. Profitability, when would that be? And how did you come up with your valuation at this point, please?
Yes, at this point, we were evaluated about 3 years ago, and it was based on the existing vending machine market and as the taking a percentage of the market and evaluating that, as well as we compared ourselves to similar competition out there who is in the smart vending industry. And your second question around breaking even and profitability, we anticipate profitability by 2022, the middle of 2022. To get us to 2022, we are looking for investment and some NRC grants for development.
I see, yeah. Okay, so this is good. I'm glad you did that comparables, because that's something that will help to shore up your valuation. So good for you on that one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Henry. Tyler Rice of Rice & Company, over to you.
Thank you, Terry. Excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Terry. Excellent presentation. 2 questions. One is the round of financing available for the eligible business corporation. And second question around the dispensing of public health and the confidentiality and security around patient information. And if somebody goes with their ID or somebody else's ID, is it that type of sensitive dispensing, or if you can elaborate on that?
Sure. So back to your first question about the EBC. Yes, we're eligible for EBC, a 30% tax credit up to $1 million. So that ends at the end of 2021. For our health solution, we have actually partnered with Canada's leading clinician software provider, Nucleus Labs, in a joint venture with SMRT1 Health. And they actually are in this space already around confidentiality and data. And so they protect the data, and they are the actual entity that's doing all the data collection. For our harm reduction clients, these are free services that our communities across our country provide to our communities, and it's on an autonomous basis. And so there's no ID required, there's no money required. We are just collecting very agnostic data. You know, how many people have used our services and what are they looking at. And so 2 very different solutions, but both of them have very specific data collection capabilities.
Thank you.
Great. Tiffany Snowart, Selkirk College. What's your question for Terry?
Hi, Terry. Great presentation. Thanks for that. I just wanted to clarify something, and I'm not sure if I was remembering it right, but did I hear you say that you're currently able to make 100 pods a day? Is that what you said? And then, so when you get to, at what point do you, do you think your demand will exceed that that capacity, and what's the plan to deal with that once you do get to that point?
Yeah, that is the key to SMRT1 Technologies' success and scalability opportunity, is that being a bolt-on solution to an existing industry. Our partners, they produce 100 machines a day, and where our solution's actually being built in the factory. So the entire pod is being completed in factory at 100 a day, we don't anticipate ever not being able to keep up with the demand with that kind of availability for our customers. And we can also convert existing vending machines. So we do have customers who come to us who already have hundreds of machines, and they just want to basically improve their solution with our smart solution and upgrade their existing machines. And we can do that from the factory again. So we don't anticipate our sales ever to be more than what we can actually produce out of our partners' manufacturing facilities.
Great, thank you.
Alrighty, and now over to you, Sue Ross from Futurepreneur.
Thanks, Terry. That was a great presentation.
Thank you.
You mentioned during the presentation that you are targeting 3 main markets, and those are really big markets. And you also identified during the presentation that that the retail market had the potential for distraction. And so my question is, can you maybe talk us through a little bit about your justification about, or just your choice or decision to tackle 3 different markets at a time, rather than really hyper focusing in on one, kind of key market?
Yeah, it's been an evolving situation for SMRT1 Technologies, and we're nowhere near in the markets that we thought we were actually going to be in. We certainly, the health was such a timely market with the COVID outbreak and the need for some kind of a safe dispensing of products within the communities, and COVID testing we're doing and rapid testing, and that came out of need, that came, and immediate need. And so it was really easy to get into that market with our health partners we already recognized, and we actually had pilot projects. And this has been a really key piece for us in us scaling, in the sense that we start with a pilot project, and we have 2 pilot machines at anchors in Cranbrook and Nelson. And they were so successful that allowed us then to go, okay, this works. There's a need for this. Now let's scale this to a broader region. And so then, boom, we're in the health. And it actually also happened it started with our fresh food company that came to us early. We met them at a show years ago, and they said, this is what we need. And so by working with them as our partner, they were our development partner in developing the tools that they needed to be successful, that we recognized very quickly how repeatable the solution was. So now that we've already developed that platform for that company, it just made sense for us to stay in that market. And so all of our markets have come out of, a need, as well as a customer coming to us with a problem. And an enterprise customer has that whole line just opened up for us in the last 6 months, where companies have been coming to us and say, we have the technology, we have the machines, we just need it to be smart to connect to our solutions. And all of a sudden, they don't need all the bells and whistles, they just need our brain. And it opened up an entire new line of opportunity for us. And so that's been a very scalable and successful, happy place to be for us.
That's great. Thanks, Terry. I guess my kind of follow-up final question to that then is, how do you plan on minimizing that distraction? Because and keeping staying focused on those best opportunities that come up.
Well, and that's honestly, Sue, that's all around the scaling of the team. And our team can only do so much. And so we've been really, really hyper focused and just concentrating on the platform that we've developed for those specific customers, and making sure we've honed it perfectly before we go to other customers in those markets. And we have also really, we're looking for customers that are multi-use and want more machines. There's no one-off developments. There's no, kind of neighborhood place that just wants to, sell some chips and chocolate bars. That's not our focus at all. And we're very, very strategic in that. And I got to slap a few fingers every now and then, honestly, in terms of it sounds really great, guys, but it's not in our wheelhouse. It's not in our plan. We got to take a step back and really, really stay focused. And so I feel like we've really found where our solution works best for us at this time. And honestly, the market is just ripe for picking in the health and the you know, the fresh food distribution, that it will take us a long time to exhaust those markets on their own.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Sue. It looks like we have time for one more quick question. Over to you, Paul Broussard of Volition Advisors.
I thought you were going to say Tyler, so I took my hand down. Yeah, my question was around, you know, it's all very exciting, amazing growth, amazing what you guys are doing. I guess one of the things that came to mind for me is what's your moat, or rather like your barrier to entry? How are you going to keep out others from your castle? I guess I would ask.
Great question. Thanks, Paul. We are protected with Intel and our partners. So we use a piece of Intel's hardware for our brain. We call it our brain. And so we are protected through their platform. We believe our biggest asset is access to market faster. We're already in the market. It's not to say that people aren't going to be able to back engineer and are looking at these kinds of solutions moving forward. But we believe that now that we're in the market, we're years ahead, and hundreds of thousands of dollars ahead of somebody getting into the market. And hopefully, if it takes them 3 or 4 years, our competitors to get to the stage we are established enough so that we can at least be miles ahead, moving full steam forward.
Have you ever checked into like a usage patent or something?
And sorry, I will stop you, Terry. You have like 30 seconds and then we got to wrap up. Sorry.
Yes, we're in conversations around it's very hard with vending machines.
Awesome. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Terry. And that actually brings us to the end of our last Q&A of the night. So Terry, again, great job on your pitch. Really interesting to hear about it all. And judges, thanks again for your great questions. Whew, what a night. Adele, Sarah, and Terry, you all did a fantastic job. I know how hard all 3 of you have worked over the last few weeks on your pitches, and you all knocked it out of the park. It takes a ton of courage to get up and pitch in front of these tough judges and all of you viewers at home. And now let's hear from our judges. A lot goes on behind the scenes at the Kootenay Pitch Competition, including a long, in-depth deliberation and analysis of each contestant and their business. We've chosen 3 judges to share the panel's thoughts with you on each contestant tonight. First up, we have Tiffany from Selkirk College with the breakdown of Adele's pitch.
Hi, Adele. Thanks for that presentation. It's really remarkable what you've overcome and what you've created through that adversity. You clearly know the product well, and you've spent a lot of time developing it, and it shows, and your knowledge is really helping with the credibility of the product. The step to go for endorsements really made a lot of sense. It seemed wise as you wait for your patent, and also the focus on one market seemed wise and seemed prudent as well as you expand the product deployment. We did want to encourage you to have a think about how are you going to protect the IP of this product as you're sharing videos with so many different trucking companies. How will you protect that? And also think about how you're going to collect and maintain real data as you try and meet your lead time targets and your supply chain. And also have another think about how realistic your decrease in marginal costs is as you look at the scalability prospects for the product. But great presentation, really clear, really passionate. Wish you all the best.
Now we have Chelsea from the 51 with the panel's thoughts on Sarah's pitch.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for presenting to us today. I really loved how you bootstrapped your business so far, and you're taking all these learnings from your previous exit and how you solved a problem, and now you're expanding that problem to a bigger market. Or that solution to a bigger market. I feel though that you need to think bigger and quicker if you really want to be a scalable business that lasts. We really think that you need to think about what you need on your team, and we like that you're aware that you need to add finance to it. But really, I think you need to match the monetary ask to what you need, because we think maybe you need to think bigger on that monetary ask. The other comments from the judges is understanding your value proposition to each part of the four-sided marketplace, and just be super, super clear in each segment how you're going to attract those customers. But best of luck, and thank you for the pitch.
And finally, we'll go over to Tyler of Rice & Company to hear what the judges thought about Terry's pitch.
Thank you very much, Terry and SMRT1 Technologies. Excellent work identifying a problem, finding a solution, and expanding your business model. Risks around security, vandalism, and financing were identified by the judges. Having mitigated these risks by being EBC, Eligible Business Corp, investment ready, developing partnerships, and diversifying your product line is great success. Recommendations going forward is to stay focused on the current initiatives at hand. Best of luck, and we're looking forward to seeing your company grow here in the Kootenays. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of you who are tuning in tonight. We appreciate your support so much, and we know our contestants do too. Before we announce the winner, we just want to let you know that we're now in the planning stages of the grand finale of the Kootenay Pitch Competition, where tonight's winner will take the stage and compete for the grand prize with the winners of the first two pitch events, Sammy Majadla of Certicraft and Kyle Hamilton of Sacral Interactive Technologies. Stay tuned for an announcement on that in the coming weeks. Also, if you missed the first or second pitch event, you can watch them again on the CAST Facebook page or our YouTube page. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, we are thrilled to announce the winner of the very special Women Entrepreneur Edition of the Kootenay Pitch Comp. Congratulations, Terry Van Horn of SMRT1 Technologies.
I'm so excited. I'm humbled and I am grateful. Thank you so much. This is so exciting for SMRT1 Technologies. And it's such validation for the work that we've been doing and the traction we've been making. And we've been really excited to share this story with all of our community as well as the world. I want to thank CAST for all the unbelievable support and allowing something like this to happen in a small rural British Columbia community with the support and expertise is global and worldwide. And I feel grateful to be able to be part of this, as well as getting that expertise to get SMRT1 Technologies to the next level. So thank you, CAST, and thank you so much for our VAP client, our VAP coaches, as well as all of the support throughout the community that we can be able to do something like this. I'm really excited for this next stage of SMRT1 Technologies, and I hope you guys follow our journey and hopefully see us on a bigger stage and a global stage in the near future. So thank you again. We're so grateful and gracious and very, very excited to be part of this contest. And thank you, CAST.
Thank you so much for supporting Kootenay Tech, everyone. And please stay safe, wear a mask, be kind to one another, and most importantly, shop and adventure local. Good night. Oh, you're such a good girl. You're such a good girl. Oh, you're so famous. You're so famous. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. No.